served, you're going to use your silverware from the outside to the inside. And so, as I am looking at my silverware here, if I have a salad, this is going to be a salad fork. If I have several meat courses, I will have a separate dinner fork for each of those meat courses. In some silverware patterns, the first of these will have a larger, flatter tine, maybe one less tine, and one of the tines a little larger or flatter because fish flakes and falls apart. A different style of fork is typically used for that. Likewise, a fish knife, which corresponds to that course, will usually have a little wider, flatter blade if there is a specific knife for that purpose in the silver service. Okay? So we're going to have a fork for every course, and we're going to work our way from the outside fork to the inside fork. And again, our spoons likewise are ordered according to what our course is. So we're going to serve water, and then after water, we're going to be served bread. Bread is typically served onto a bread plate equipped with its own knife. If you are at a plated dinner that has been appropriately prepared, there may already be margarine or butter already in a pat on the plate, or that may be passed basically from person to person. And if it's passed from person to person, or bread is passed rather than served directly onto the plate by waitstaff, then you're going to take your bread and your butter, and you are going to tear your bread with your fingers, and you butter one piece at a time. You pass first and serve yourself once everybody has food, okay, if that's the way we're doing it. So bread and water are going to be served first. If we're having a formal dinner, we may have soup. And so I have placed here a soup bowl on the table to indicate that there is a soup course. There is usually under the soup bowl a small plate so that when the waitstaff comes, they don't lift just the bowl, they lift the plate and the bowl, basically, because it's more stable, basically, for waitstaff to do that. This is a standard soup bowl. You may have, depending on the china service that you're working with, you may have a soup bowl that actually has handles and a plate or a saucer, which is molded, basically, to the soup bowl. A soup bowl with a handle is called a cream soup bowl. We would expect then the soup that's being served to have some milk or cream or a thicker consistency, if you will. Clear soups are usually served in this type of bowl, okay, with a plate underneath. So for this soup course, we'll pull the outside spoon. Your soup spoon typically has a larger volume, usually a little wider. This shape is very popular in silver service because it cools the soup by virtue of its shape so you don't burn your mouth. And when you serve yourself soup, or spoon soup, basically from the bowl to your mouth, you do that working away from yourself. So if I were sitting at the table, I would move my spoon from the front of the bowl to the back and then bring it to me, okay, away from me. And it's appropriate to leave some small amount of soup in the bowl. Don't use your bread to sop it up, okay? And when you are done, you are going to lay your spoon in your bowl to indicate that you are finished crosswise the plate or utensil. You'll do this in each course, and basically what that does is say to your waitstaff, I'm done. Okay? Until you do that, they are not going to take your plate away. Right? Questions about any of that? Okay, if the soup is over, everybody's done, and basically waitstaff will wait until at least 80 to 90% of the spoons are in the appropriate place. We're a little looser in American culture, and so we may say, oh, you finished. Okay. You've had that experience in a restaurant, perhaps. So this indicates, though, that I am done. The plate will be taken away, and the waitstaff serves from the right and removes from the left. Okay, so we're going to pull this away from the left-hand side, and it disappears, and the plate's left behind. Okay. Second course in continental dining, that's here on the Western Hemisphere, is usually salad. And I had put my salad plate already on the table. You may find your table set with the salad plate to the inside portion, basically, of your bread plate, because that course comes later, okay? Or your salad may be brought to you. served, if you will, by waitstaff. Again, we serve from the right, we take away from the left. And so if it's served to you, the salad plate will be put in the center of your entree plate in this way. Now, please note I said salad in North America or continental dining. In Europe, salad is served after the meat courses as a palate cleanser, if you will, as a way to clean your teeth and to change the flavor of your mouth before we move from the heavy flavors of meats and vegetables to the lighter flavors of dessert. So it's a way, basically, that we cleanse our palate. Okay? So different traditions depending on the background of the individual who's having the party. So you may even see this here in the United States if somebody is from European extraction. All right, so salad is served. And again, our first outside fork here is a salad fork. It is usually, please note, shorter in length than your dinner fork. The tines often look quite a bit different because what you need to spear leaves of lettuce or appropriate salad types of foods are not amenable to the long, narrow tines, basically, of a dinner fork. So in most silverware, it's going to look slightly different, a little more squat, if you will, a little wider, so it's easy, basically, to grab hold of things with it. So salad will be served. Again, you're watching your host. You begin eating when your host begins eating, and when you're finished, you're going to put your salad fork, again, crosswise your plate so that waitstaff knows you're done. And then they will make the cycle, removing from the left your salad plate out of your way. Now, I'll back up here and say that we have wine glasses up here. We have water basically in this inside glass. And I have given you basically 2 wine glasses here. Wine glasses come in varying different volumes and different shapes. And I have several crystal patterns, so I brought some examples here. This is the same crystal pattern. These are both considered wine goblets. This is a white wine, and this is a red. The shapes of the wine glasses have to do with, and the volume of the wine glasses have to do with the fact that white wines typically can be drunk, as we say, still. We open it and we drink it. Red wines usually are opened ahead of their service, and they need lots of air around them to enhance their flavor. They have to breathe, and so the volume of the glass is larger. Okay? And oftentimes, our red glasses are more globular. They sort of come up and narrow at the top because people swish their red wine to aerate it as they drink it, and the narrower top keeps you from spilling it. Okay, so there's a strategy behind why it's shaped the way it's shaped. So this would be considered a red wine glass by most people. Okay? So your wines, again, are going to be served with your courses, and wine may be served with your soup. Usually with soup, we're going to serve a dry white wine like a Sauterne, or a sherry in some cases, what we call a fino sherry, a dry sherry. And so again, that would be in a small glass if we were serving a white wine. White wines are also served, and you'll see up there written in blue, white wines are also served with the meat courses, the white meat courses of fish, chicken, or pork. We typically think white wines go with that. And I've given you some examples: Pinot Grigios, Rieslings, Chardonnays. There's a wide variety of white wines out there. That just gives you some examples. Typically would be served in this smaller glass. And again, when those courses are over and we're moving on to a red meat, the wine glass that went with the previous courses may be pulled away along with the plates and the dishes associated with that course. So this may go away. Now, if you are an individual who doesn't drink red wine, and I'm in that category because they give me a headache, I usually decline red wine, you can say to the waitstaff, I'd like to keep my glass. Okay. If you don't want wine, you may communicate that to the waitstaff, I don't care for any. Do not put your hand over the top of the glass. Okay? Just tell them that you don't